Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ninja Flame, and welcome everyone to Black Clover episode 30. We have reached the episode 30 range. It's crazy to think that season 1 of Black Clover is almost done. We're only 19 episodes, which is still a handful. 19 episodes is still a long ways to go, but it's still crazy to me of kind of how time is just flying and that the series is almost over for season 1 and hopefully maybe get season 2. But either way, today it finally focuses on the story. It focuses on the Gauche arc. But before I get into that, I want to talk about the opening. And the opening, it hasn't changed. It's still the same thing. It still has the same music. I think it's the second last opening we're gonna get for Black Clover before season 1 ends. But I want to talk about it because when I was watching the opening, kind of watching the episode and going through the opening today, they have changed a lot of the visuals in it. It makes it a lot more clean, and I was really happy with it because going with Black Clover, in my opinion, it has the best music and I feel like the best openings for anime that's been here for a long time. That's my own personal opinion, but I feel like it is because every time an opening and ending go with Black Clover, I absolutely love it. And they changed the visual today of the opening, same song and everything, but what I loved about it so much is how much they give it with detail. When it goes to the part of Austin, fist pumping, it shows kind of a clear image of that. The demon I want to talk about as well, which I don't want to talk about too much because he's going to be further in the anime, spoilers ahead, but just the visuals of him, of just the purple, and makes him a lot more scary and shows that he actually is a demon. That was pretty awesome. It also showed key visuals of Yami actually using his full magic powers, which gave a lot of detail to there. I'll do a side-by-side comparisons throughout this review of kind of what I'm talking about, and I loved it because I feel like with an opening and an ending of the anime, opening mostly, is you gotta always make it so creative and make it so much visual and have the song being hyped to get people hyped up for the anime and get hyped up for the episodes. And I feel like Black Clover does a really damn good job on that, and it looks a lot more clear. And I'm actually surprised that they put a lot of time in just to have those moments of just opening it and make people happy and getting ready for a new episode of Black Clover. So I give them props to that. I always love this opening. I've been listening to it for a long time now. I've been listening to it mostly every single day. It's a really good one. It's probably the best opening in my opinion of Black Clover that we have so far. But either way, enough talking from that. Let's get into the story of Black Clover. So it's finally the story. It's finally the Gauche arc. We learn about his character. The past episodes of Black Clover that we got, last week's, it was complete filler, and the other one, it was a little bit filler, but it focused a lot on the story as well, going for Rebecca's character that we see in today's episode. And with Gauche and what kind of Black Clover does is, like I said in a lot of my reviews, it's a big cast, and there's a lot of members in the Black Bulls that we try to get a lot of backstory from. A personal arc gives a lot of backstory where they came from, their magical abilities, and this arc now is going to be focusing on Gauche. And what we learned about his character so far, a little bit here and there, that he's a really weird individual. He's really obsessed with his sister. He's always having those nosebleeds. That's all that he will talk about. If people don't praise his sister Mary, he wants to so-called kill them. And with today's episode, we get, like I said, a lot of backstory of Gauche and kind of the character that he is now. And he is a weird individual, don't get me wrong, and we actually see that in today's episode of him being even more weird compared to his sister Mary. But he does change in this arc, trust me. And this arc I feel like is a closing gap for Gauche, of if you guys are gonna love him or hate him or think that he's still weird. You'll see it at the ending. Don't worry, I won't talk more of that because of spoilers, but I'll just talk about his individual and kind of what we learned of his backstory. Backstory that we know in today's episode is, it's kind of a day where Magic Knights have, kind of their freedom. It's a no work day, it's another payday. We learn from, Austin, that they send all their money to Hodge Village. But with Gauche, he spends all of his money on his sister, because his sister Mary's birthday is coming up, and he wants to really just spend all of his money in to make his sister happy. It's kind of a good brother role right there, but it's kind of a weird obsession that he wants to, make his sister happy, but also wants to go on a date, which That's really weird, Gauche. That's really weird. But I feel like the funny part of today's episode is you look at Black Clover, it'll always have that comedy. And the comedy in this episode, I felt like it was the best part because he goes to 9. And this is the place where Austin met Rebecca. I'll talk more about that in this review. But he goes to 9. And what I love about so much of like this part of Black Clover is he goes to this town recently, like I said, to buy his sister items and to, make her happy. And I love it so much because when it comes to, his sister's birthday, he wants to spend as much money as possible. And I love that the supermarkets there, or just the stores or the toy shops, praise Gauche, because literally he could buy the whole entire store and make, the business still, alive and to make them rich. And I love about it because they were completely blackmailing Gauche this episode. Like, hey, these toys right here, she'll love it. She'll fit good in this dress, have one of those doll mansions that she'll be a fan of. And I love it because they're literally just toying with Gauche. Like, he's just always thinking about his sister Mary, thinking that she'll love these stuffed animals, or think that she'll be good in this angel dress to make her look like an angel. And I just thought it was just funny just because you can relate this to real life of these are what actually like people in the store will do to sell their items. And I love it how they just kind of blackmail him of, hey, buy this, buy this, buy this, she'll love it. So I thought that was a really hilarious part of today's episode. I just thought it was great because knowing from Gauche, he just keeps having a nosebleed here or there of thinking of his sister that she'll have fun with this or look cute in this. So I don't know, I thought that was a really great part of Black Clover. The comedy in this episode as well is just fantastic. I feel like the comedy, sometimes in anime it can be a little bit cheesy or cringy, but I feel like with Black Clover, it does have those cringy moments, but it also really has those moments of where you just laugh out loud. And it goes to that part as well when Asta goes to 9 to visit Rebecca. He made her a promise that Asta would go and play with her siblings, because Asta and Rebecca had this connection of their families are like the same. Asta grew in Hajj. He lived with a lot of people. A lot of sisters and brothers. So he kind of understands kind of the pain and kind of the toll that Rebecca is going through, of her trying to survive, in this restaurant, to make a living, to have, her siblings, happy and stay safe. And Asta with that shows it in this episode and really makes them happy. It kind of looks like Asta is back in Hajj again with his siblings. And another funny part, and we kind of get this as well, it's kind of an anime of, a little kid, if they look up to someone, like for Charmy, for example, looking up to that, she wants to, marry him or be with them. And that's what we get with Mary in this episode. And of course, more funny moments of Gauche, he wants to be with his sister. And, she wants to just kill Asta. That's his goal right now, is to kill Asta because, Mary likes Asta and not him. Another weird thing from Gauche's character. But one big thing I'll talk before we kind of end Gauche and what we learn of today's episode is he was actually a criminal before joining the Black Bulls, which is a very interesting thing. I don't even remember if this was actually part of the manga or not. It probably is. It's just been quite a while, but we see of a really big backstory that he was like I said, a criminal, like before the Black Bulls, and Mary was the one that kept them going all this time. We see his magic in this episode as well. Like I said, a backstory and what his magical abilities is, the mirror mage. He's the mirror mage. He can reflect magic of, a mirror if someone's looking at it back to them. So that's really cool development that we get from his character there. We also learn of the old hag from the church that is taking care of Mary. Her and Gauche have a bad relationship. There's more to the old hag. Even though she doesn't look great right now, like, oh, she's just, this character. She is a really big and important character going to this arc. So if you guys are watching Black Clover, make sure to look at her because she is a really strong individual and she will kick some ass. So that's kind of the story of Gauche right there. Of course, we get more of Noelle this episode as well. We're starting to get that Asta x Noelle moments, I feel like, every episode now. Like, the love triangle is going towards Asta x Noelle fans. The ship has definitely sailed. It has sailed for quite a while right now. I think this is 3 straight episodes in a row we are seeing that, or even 10 or 9 or whatever. it's yeah, we get her being jealous. You know, she knows that Asta is going to 9 to visit Rebecca. We see her actually even going to 9 and looking at Asta, saying that like Mary's going to marry Asta, and you know, she gets all blushy and what the heck. Even at the restaurant, when you know all of Rebecca's siblings are saying, hey, try to get with Asta tonight, and she just uses her water magic to completely destroy the restaurant. So it's pretty funny, but it's also at the same time that they're definitely going to be together 100%. I'm calling it right now. Like, it's not one of these animes where it's going to be, I feel like Naruto, like, you know, at the ending or whenever Black Clover ends, that's when we're going to get our ships, and I feel like 100% it's going to be Asta X Noel. 1000%, I'm gonna call it right there. Before I end this review, we get kind of the dark part of, you know, today's episode, or even the dark part going into this arc, which is weird because we see this guy on a broom. He's making, you know, 9, you know, winter, even though it's not winter season yet. He's using his snow magic, but it's not really snow. It's mind controlling, you know, kids all around 9 to go somewhere, which we have no idea right now. You know, we even see some of the siblings from Rebecca that they have completely gone. And, you know, next episode, we're going to see Asta and, you know, the Black Bulls or even Gauche go and try to find the kids. And then it cuts the episode right there. We even get the individual as well. We get to kind of see him, the visuals of what he looks like. And, you know, I feel like this arc is going to be, I feel like one of the best in Black Clover yet. You know, the best one I feel like we have is the Clover Kingdom Destruction. But, you know, going into this, I feel like a lot of people are going to be happy. But I'm hoping they do it right because, you know, reading the manga compared to this, I feel like they did such a good job on it. And, you know, even seeing that scene, I was like, you know what? That was pretty awesome. You know, I'm kind of glad that I get to even see this again. It's always cool, you know, seeing Mom afterwards, seeing it in animation. I'm really happy about it. And, you know, with this episode, you know, I kind of enjoyed it. You know, it's finally getting, like I said, into the story. You know, it's always boring of having, you know, a filler here or there, but that's always anime. But I feel like with this episode today, guys, I definitely feel like it deserves a 7.5 out of 10. You know, it's going to show more of Gauche's, you know, character development of what he's going to be in the future. You know, we get to see Mary for the first time that he's always talking about. I know those Asta X Noel moments and Noel always being jealous. We see more of Rebecca's character, and I just love it that, you know, like I said, we get more characters, we get to see more developments. You know, Gauche's power, you know, what he actually uses, which is the mirror magic. And, you know, I feel like we definitely get like a lot of info, a lot of character development. And I feel like it was a good episode all in general. I'm more excited to go into this arc. I cannot wait. But I hope that you guys all enjoy my review here today of Black Clover. Comment down below what your guys' favorite part of today's episode was. Like the video if you guys haven't. And subscribe to the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. But either way, we'll see you guys next Tuesday for another Black Clover review. Much love. And as always, have you guys yourself a wonderful day.